In the air war over Europe, the B-7 Flying Fortress became a legend and a symbol of American resilience. But waiting in the wings was its successor, the B-29 Superfortress, a machine that promised a revolution in aerial warfare, and it served primarily in the Pacific. In this video, we will analyze their strengths and weaknesses to answer a what-if question. What if the B-29 Superfortress had been fully deployed in Europe? We begin with the most important duty of any combat aircraft, which was to bring its crew home. Looking at defensive armament, the B-7G relied on a philosophy of sheer numbers, carrying 13 manually operated guns. The B-29 introduced a complex remote control system for its 12 guns. While theoretically more accurate, the B-29's new technology was considered less reliable and more ideal for dealing with individual fighters. However, a bomber's true toughness lies in its airframe. The B-7 was famed for its ability to absorb immense punishment. Records show that nearly 60% of those that returned with severe damage were ultimately scrapped, which proved that the B-7 could return despite critical damages. The B-29, while structurally advanced, harbored a critical vulnerability. Catastrophic engine fires were responsible for nearly 65% of its total losses. Data from the Pacific Theater is clear. 267 B-29 losses were due to engine or mechanical failure compared to only 147 losses from combat. Yet, its high operational altitude gave the Superfortress a decisive advantage. Pressurized cabin allowed B-29 to fly at a typical altitude of 35,000 ft, far above the B-17's normal ceiling of 30,000 ft. This placed it above the deadliest concentrations of flak and fighters. The safety, however, came at the price of reduced bombing accuracy. Survival was the means to an end, as the ultimate purpose was to deliver ordnance on target. In this role, the B-29's advantages were monumental. On a typical long-range mission, it could carry a bomb load of 10,000 lb, more than double the B-7's 500 lb. The B-29 was also significantly faster with a max speed of 357 mph compared to the B-7's 287 mph. Its combat range was far superior at 700 mi, nearly double the B-17's 200 mi range. Despite these advances, both aircraft faced a common obstacle. High-altitude precision bombing remained a challenge. Data from 1943 shows that on average only about 20% of bombs from a B-7 raid fell on the target area. The B-29, flying even higher, would have faced similar accuracy challenges. This brings us to the pivotal moment of the second Schweinfurt raid on October 14, 1943. A day known to the 8th Air Force as Black Thursday, the actual B-7 raid delivered 4 tons of bombs on the target area, resulting in a 38% reduction in ball-bearing production. However, a hypothetical B-29 force with its larger payload could have delivered an estimated 128 tons of bombs on the same target. This increased bomb tonnage could have caused a crippling ball-bearing production reduction between 55 and 80%. But this offensive power comes with a critical caveat. Of the 291 B-7s dispatched on that day, 229 arrived over the target. Based on B-29's early reliability issues, it's estimated that a similar B-29 force would have seen only 202 reach the target, with dozens falling to mechanical failure. Historically, the B-7s lost 77 aircraft, and the hypothetical B-29 losses are estimated even higher at 89 due to its less effective defensive fire and more vulnerable systems. The B-29 offered technological advancements that were conclusion without question, the future of strategic bombing. Yet, had it been thrust into the concentrated air battles over Germany in 1943, its own unique vulnerabilities would have been ruthlessly exposed. The fundamental lesson of Schweinfurt was about the absolute necessity of long-range fighter escort. The B-29 Superfortress was a war-winning weapon, but its time and place were in the vast expanses of the Pacific Theater, and only after its initial difficult technical problems were finally overcome and its incredible strengths could be fully brought to bear. Thank you for watching.